Get 'em, boy!
I thought about being respectful in this video. I simply want to get my point across in a civilized manner. But you know what? They don't respect the fans. They stick their middle fingers up at us fans every download season. So I don't need to be respectful either. Although, I'll give it a try. I'm not impressed with the Chaos Reigns trailer for a number of reasons. As a longtime fan of Mortal Kombat, who played the first Mortal Kombat on the Mega Drive and followed it ever since, up till today. This trailer makes me feel like NetherRealm Studios are doubling down on making sure that Mortal Kombat gets driven down into a mediocre pile of trash. The trailer was garbage! There's nothing to be excited for. Mortal Kombat feels like it's been taken over by a team of weirdos who don't understand the core history of Mortal Kombat, and they're getting too comfortable with changing things radically because they don't care about Mortal Kombat. It's interesting how they got rid of the mobile games team, the Mortal Kombat Onslaught team. I actually considered that game quite good, and it had the Mortal Kombat vibes that I was looking around for. It had some sense of it, Mortal Kombat Onslaught. A mobile game felt more like true Mortal Kombat than the console game. Ridiculous. I'll start with the biggest glaring issue in the trailer. Gender swapping Cyrax and Sector. Someone in the background at NRS is getting too comfortable with changing things however they like and expecting us to just accept it and get on with it. Yeah, they'll just accept it, don't worry. Some people might say something, but then everything will die down eventually and everyone will just accept it. I'm going to tell how it is, and I don't care. I think this person who has changed their gender has something to do with it. Maybe as a way of trying to make them feel comfortable about their own change of gender. Maybe this person feels insecure about what they've done to themselves and is having an influence on changing whatever they want in the game radically to make themselves feel better. What's the purpose of changing a character's gender in a video game? I'm asking a genuine question because I want to learn. What's the actual reason and significance of this? Help me complete the sentence. We've taken an established character and we've decided to take things in a new direction by changing their gender because what? How are we gonna finish that sentence with a genuinely logical explanation? Because to me it looks like one of two things. Number one, NRS could just leave the established characters alone and make brand new characters in the game, but they're afraid that their new characters won't be well received because they want to make representation characters instead of lore consistent fantasy characters. So to force the good reception of these stranger characters, they take old characters that everyone likes and insert their wild ideas into the shell of old characters, completely changing them. And then they rely on the shell of the old character to protect the reception of the new character. So they want everyone to accept these new characters by force, because NRS is hiding behind the shells of old characters and telling us that these are actually the old characters, just represented differently. But they're not. It's someone else inside the costume of Cyrax. It's someone else inside the costume of Sector. This isn't Cyrax. This is more like Cyrax's little cousin from a village in Africa. This isn't Sector. This is more like Sector's spoiled, moody little sister or something. If it was like this, then I wouldn't mind as much. I don't actually care about Cyrax and Sector. The problem I have is that NRS in MK1 have suddenly decided to run rampant by taking Mortal Kombat apart and putting it back together like a surgical Frankenstein. It's quite ironic because this is literally what changing a human body's anatomy is. It's taking what's established and surgically disfiguring it to conform to your ideas. The people who are into radical changes in real life are influencing radical changes in a game to represent themselves and make themselves feel better, or maybe to make us more accepting of them. I personally have nothing against transgender people. You do what you want, so as long as you're not harming other people. When I meet transgender people in real life, I'm cordial and polite. There's no reason not to be. It's just basic general humanity. But this doesn't mean you can go ruining a game by inserting your life experience into it. Just like we don't give a shit about the developer's personal life experience. I don't even know their fucking names, except Ed Boon and, I don't know, John Tobias or whatever. I only know them because of Noob's Sabot. So just like we don't give a shit about their life experiences, we don't give a shit about your life experiences either. Fuck you. Just do your job and make a good game with a good story. Leave your personal shit on the side. Leave it at home. Your personal shit has nothing to do with the stories of video games. We don't give a shit about anyone's life experience. We just want the story of Mortal Kombat kept intact from the old times and developed in a good direction. We loved Mortal Kombat for the story and lore that it used to be. We don't care about the personal lives of the people behind the story and lore. Really, we don't. Stop changing things radically. If you're going to be that radical, just go ahead and turn the whole series upside down. Make Shao Kahn a woman. Make Moloch a woman. I'm sure that'll be interesting. Make Kitana a man. We haven't had any women characters change into men, so why are you holding back? Give us some Butch Malinas or Nitaras with a deep voice. Call the new male Nitara as Neitaro. Give him a backstory that he's in love with male Kitana, and make the whole story about their ups and downs in their relationships. Go on, do it. I have money to give you. Take it. So either this is the reason, or reason number 2. NRS feels like women are inferior beings, so they changed the gender of male characters to make them women. But they still do the same things that the male characters used to do, or even better. It's like there's this idea to prop up women as physically superior to men when it comes to fighting. In reality, that's obviously not true. I don't even need to explain why it's not true. Never before in a midway game did anyone ever question or argue about a woman's ability. Men and women in fighting games are pitted together, and when the women characters are smacking the male characters from the left of the screen to the right of the screen, no one ever said, "No way, she's a woman, she shouldn't be able to do that." So now we've come to a modern time where developers or character directors have to make it stand out that women are superior to men. It's a game. There's no superiority of anything. The only thing that needs to be superior is the sub-boss, who should be 10 feet tall, have about 4 arms or 4 legs or 4 heads, and a final boss too, who should be more hardcore than the sub-boss. That's it. Everyone else, men and women altogether, should be conceived and developed as their own special characters with their own special abilities and background story. And anybody who relates to any character, they can go pick them up, learn them, become proficient with them, and kick some ass. If you want a woman champion of Mortal Kombat, or a man champion of Mortal Kombat as well, we don't care. We only care about the logical reasoning behind it. Don't try and throw Cassie Cage in our face and say, "This is the new kid, and she can't even take Sub-Zero in a sparring match, but she can go ahead and beat Shinnok and Super Shinnok all by herself." How does that make any sense? If any character, man or woman, wants respect from us as fans, they have to earn the right. Liu Kang earned his respect by being chosen as Earthrealm's champion and delivering by defeating Goro, the one who defeated the great Kung Lao 500 years before. Kung Lao earned respect when the MK team lost Liu Kang to the Deadly Alliance, and without any movie cutscenes, we learned that Kung Lao trained with Bo Rai Cho and had to take the place of Liu Kang against the Deadly Alliance. That's how he earned our respect. You want us to respect characters, don't just go fucking changing them for no reason. Put a proper story behind it, a good story. You're not good at making a good story, so you're struggling here. But NRS, you are good at fucking things up and taking our money for it. What's going on here? Help me understand. Give me a logical explanation for why the characters are changing their race and their genders. I work by logic, consistency, and reasoning. So make me understand why established characters are having their gender swapped around. And don't fucking tell me that this is Liu Kang's new era, and so it's reasonable that some things are going to be different. Do you remember how Onaga used an avatar called Damashi to appear to Shujinko in MK Deception and deceive him? Well, you know what? There's someone hiding in the background in the NRS team and is using Liu Kang as an avatar in the same way to deceive us. Get your act together, NetherRealm. Stop fucking this game around. This game was fine before. Don't try to fix something that's not broken. Alright, enough about this. Let's get on with the rest of the trailer. It starts off with Havoc declaring that there are no sacred laws, no divine rules. Then, being a Titan, he goes on to contradict himself by saying, I choose what is right. Okay, you choose what is right. Meaning everyone has to follow your rules in order to be right, right? You absolute retard. You just contradicted yourself in the same breath. This isn't like old Havoc. Old Havoc was calm. He doesn't accept the binding of a contract. He doesn't oppress others by binding them in any way. He would rather act in chaos. He trained Shujinko by trying to kill him, and Shujinko was supposed to learn on the job or be killed. This is the way of chaos. There's no declaration of having to do something before doing it, because that's like a binding contract. The people behind Titan Havoc again are showing that they don't understand the core of the law. They just hear the word chaos and think, oh, okay, Havoc just has to be a wacko who does crazy things. Someone narrates that this isn't our Havoc. This is a different Havoc that just wants to burn everything down. Who even knows what our Havoc means anymore? Is our Havoc Dairu from MK1 who turned into Havoc? Probably. The old original Havoc from MK Deception is lost. Nowhere to be found. Okay, Noob Sabot. He is cool. His design is cool, his voice is cool. His idea of forcing everyone to accept chaos is not cool, because this isn't the Havoc way. But I like Noob. He looks alright, so a bit of praise there. See, you are capable of doing cool things, NetherRealm. Keep it consistent. Don't go messing around with things because you just upset the balance. Now that I think about it, if Sub-Zero is going to become Noob, then who's going to be Sub-Zero after him? Will he remain as Sub-Zero and be Noob Sabot at the same time? That actually sounds like a cool idea. Why don't you do more of stuff like this, NetherRealm? Whoever thought of the gender swapping idea, get rid of him. He doesn't deserve to work on MK, but whoever made Noob a Cryomancer Wraith, this is a good idea. You still suck, NetherRealm, but good one. I wanted to say that they put pride colors on Havoc's chest, but I choose to be honest. This isn't the pride flag on his chest because The purple color is missing. There's 6 colors on there, but it's not the pride flag. There's a white color on his chest instead of the purple. These markings on his chest are probably representing the realms or something. I like how Yellow Fire Sub-Zero says it disgusts him how the robots have corrupted the Lin Kuei. It kind of feels like an underlying tone that someone in NRS is angry about the gender swaps as well. Pretty funny, but maybe that's just my hopeful imagination speaking. And Cyrax Sita responds to Yellow Sub-Zero with such a thick and heavy accent. What's the need for such a thick and heavy accent? Cyrax from MK9 had an accent, but it wasn't so thick and deep. This new Cyrax Sita, by her voice acting, she sounds like her voice is passing through an AI translator. She sounds like an uninspired robot. What's the point of making her a human if she's just gonna sound like this? There's no excitement in her voice. There's no inspiration or sense of mission or drive. There's no drive in this woman. There might be a hard drive in this woman, but there's no drive. Man, the human Cyrax from MK9 was so cool. Why did they have to change him? He was actually respectable and badass. NetherRealm, you're a disgrace for the things you're doing to Mortal Kombat. I was gonna complain about the combat pack as well, but someone in the comments informed me that Ghostface and Conan the Barbarian are legends and they're inspirations for some of the things in Mortal Kombat, so it makes sense for them to be in the combat pack. So for now, because of that comment, I'll reserve judgment on that, thanks to this person who pointed it out. But for guest characters, get Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War, get the Doom guy from Doom, or get Wolverine, or the Punisher, or even better yet, get more Mortal Kombat characters in here. Bring us Shujinko. Bring us Shujinko as a main character. I want Shujinko. Bring Shujinko. Give us Hotaru. Hotaru is the opposite of Havoc. How can you not have both of them in the same game? There's so many characters to do. There's no room for guest characters. Well, about the Animalities, I have no complaint there. Animalities are Mortal Kombat, so it's cool to have them here. Something to notice is that Melina turns into a mantis to perform an animality on Kung Lao. And Kung Lao is known as the mantis-style fighter from Deadly Alliance. Could this be a hint that we shouldn't expect Yellow Sub-Zero to be turning into a scorpion? Could it be someone else who becomes a scorpion? Because they did that in the old game in MK Trilogy. Scorpion turned into a penguin, but someone else turned into a scorpion. I think it was Shiva. So yeah, don't just think that Yellow Sub-Zero is going to be a scorpion. Also, it's good of NetherRealm to release Animalities for free to all players on release. I guess they're not total money-grubbing scumbags. In conclusion, the story expansion evokes no excitement. It looks boring and trash. I'm going to buy it reluctantly so that I can stream the shit story and milk it for views. I don't actually want to buy it, but at least I can give my opinion on it as I stream the story, which is something that people seem to enjoy, so I guess that's a positive. NetherRealm Studios, get rid of the useless idiots in your team. The ones who mess up the story with their poisonous, worthless influence, their bad decisions. Mortal Kombat is a fantasy story about a generational tournament, not a place to project your personal lives or modern day humanity issues. Mortal Kombat 1 sucks. I hate it. It makes me miserable!